And the way she moves attracts me like no other lover. Oh, there's a pretty good trough out of here. My life could be quickly summarized as being a motivated climber. And I like to think about how my parents would describe me, because they've been around me longer than anybody, and they know more about the early years, but they would probably say that I was always interested in something, and it was dinosaurs or geography. I must have announced to my family that I was going to be a climber, and then I kind of had to be, I guess. My aunt bought me a journal to write my climbing adventures in before I had even climbed. So I kind of got committed to the idea and set about the means to do it. Fortunately, I lived only 5 miles away from the nearest venue to climb, so I would go down and I'd ride my bike down there and hike up to the hill and watch people climb it first. And I got a bit out of that, but eventually I had to ask somebody, hey, can you help me do this? And it was, all the experience I thought it would be. I started getting, paper routes is what a kid did back then, and picking berries. And every month or so I would buy a piece of gear and learn a little more. And then I started meeting people at the climbing areas and becoming friends with them. And I think that's one of the neatest things about climbing is your ability or your venue. You're getting pushed in with people, and it's an intense enough experience that you'll become pretty close with these people as a result of these experiences you go through, because you rely on them, you need them. The Cascade Volcanoes is really where I learned to climb, and I'm glad that it was such a beautiful place, and I'm also glad I got so much experience on such terrible rock, because now when I get on good rock, I really appreciate it, but I can always get up a loose section here and there if I need to, because I spent so much time on such bad rock. Here's an early new route on Mount Hood that I was really happy about. Illumination Rock. When I lived near Mount Hood in Portland, I did a bunch of first ascents and helped write that guidebook too. But I look at the early equipment that I had, and again, it's amazing that I was able to use it as well as I could to get up these climbs. I guess climbing, if you want to do it bad enough, you can do it on just about any kind of gear. If you still really are devoted to climbing, you're going to have to climb by yourself. It's more efficient, it's less distractions, and you can really hone your craft climbing, not without ropes. Let me just disclaim that right off the bat. I almost always use ropes and equipment, and that was actually part of the fascination, the engineering part of it, and the widgets, if you will. I was fascinated with the mechanics and the engineering of climbing. Climbing, when you say climbing, it can mean so many different things to different people, because the sport is really diverse. It's many different sports. It's like track. I always compare it to track and field. You've got the shot put, the decathlon, the sprints, the marathons. Climbing is the same way. You've got bouldering, sport climbing, and a lot of people progress into it that way. They start off bouldering, gym climbing. We didn't have, back in the day, if I can use the old fartism, back in the day we just didn't have anything but some gear and the climbs, and so we had to kind of just invent our own experience. We weren't led into it by media or anything else. It was a participation. Go out and do it. Well, some of the early climbs I did, looking back, I was lucky enough to get to climb Mount St. Helens before the top of it blew off. It's now 1,500 foot shorter than it was. I used to be able to see it from the hill near our house. I used to be able to see the top of Mount St. Helens before it blew, and then after it blew, I couldn't see it any longer. It was like a whole mountain had disappeared. But I got to climb it. It says 77, but I think it was actually 1976 is when I climbed it. Boy, I almost didn't get into climbing after that because it seemed so big and such a huge toll. I think I rested for like 2 or 3 days after that, and just couldn't imagine that people did this all the time for fun. Because really, like, the first big mountain climb was not that fun. Guess what I get out of climbing is, it's something to do, somewhere to put your energy, number one. Number two is it's the physical challenge of it. When you I always say the tough part is getting to the climb. But once I get to the actual climb, I really enjoy the movement and problem solving and overcoming of your doubts and fears and gravity and the puzzle and working your way through it. Since every climb is different, you'll never get the same challenge twice. So it's always a new thing. It's always, even 50 some years later, I can get a real big enjoyment out of a difficult climb or an interesting climb, and I never get bored with it. It seems like I'm all climbing all the time, but I'm not. I've always got other projects and I'm a family person. I'm dedicated to, my wife and her property and our property together, what we built together. And I keep a perspective, because we're really lucky to be able to do climbing or any recreation and devote the kind of time to it that I am. Because, I realize, and this is the guilt part, that, most of the planet's trying to figure out how to eat tonight. And here I'm trying to figure out how to go suffer in some cold cave somewhere and enjoy it and kind of revel in this, privilege that I have, if I can use that word. That's an overused word right now, but really that's really what it is I've been, I've put the work in to get there, but without a system of, really pretty much the white male. I check all these boxes that have helped me along the way. And I realized that, but I think one of the things I like to do is help people that don't have as much privilege. So I've spent a lot of my time in climbing teaching, and mentoring, and it's little things. You get in some really ridiculous places that you don't belong, and manage the safety quite well. And comfort, too, nonetheless. To a degree. Most of the time it's pretty uncomfortable out there in the cold. But you get moments where it's pretty nice and you wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Oh man, that was great. Steep. Let's go. Let's get rid of all this stuff and pack up and get out of here and go climbing, huh? What do you say? Got to figure out what to climb first, though. What sounds good in the rain?